Okay, so this is Bobo's Roadmap to Success. I have a couple treats, so he's pretty excited. Good boy, sit. And what the Guardians wanted to primarily work on was separation anxiety, and then also just kind of general dog behavior tips, because he's a new dog in the home, and given that he's a rescue situation, he had some issues that they're just kind of learning about and trying to work through as he's a new family member to this home. So for separation anxiety, I just want to encourage you to go to the video above this one and refer to that sit. Learning a little self-control. To work on the separation anxiety, remember that patience is key for this, and that you want to create the repetition as much as possible. Remember, for good behaviors that you want, having types of patterns and keeping those consistent is going to help him learn something really fast. But for behaviors that are unwanted, you really want to break up those patterns into being pretty atypical. So one thing does not always lead to the next. So you going downstairs, for example, does not always mean that you're leaving. So he starts to make the association that you can leave or go through the door without having to get worked up. And it'll also help him learn that he can stay nice and calm when you do leave, and that you will come back without having to be anxious. So keep working on that and just slowly building onto those increments and changing up that routine to reflect all the different types of ways that you would leave over time. The other thing I want to remind you to do is, Bobo, sit. Good boy. Is to work on the leadership exercise. So I want you to work on the leadership exercise at least once a day for the next month. Even though it's really quick, he learned very fast. The biggest thing I want you to work on this for is to build the relationship, have him see that dynamic switch for you guys being the leaders and him taking the follower position. But also, while you're doing it, make sure that he's not getting up ahead of you. So before you give him permission. So make sure that he's not starting to anticipate that you're about to give him permission and he runs over and takes the treat without permission. So that's just kind of a tip on helping him kind of make that adjustment. When it comes to any other types of sights and sounds that he's more reactive to, like squirrels or other things, if there's certain words that do trigger a big response, say them more frequently if you don't want that word to signify something that he gets really worked up about. Down. Down, Bobo, down, good boy. And then the other thing is that to try to control his environment as possible, is to give him treats when you play something like on your TV. So get a recording on your computer, plug it into your TV, and then give him treats actually just like this while he's listening to the sound. And then don't give him treats when the sound has stopped. So he makes an association that when he hears the sound, he gets treats, and it's a positive experience. Slowly increase the sound so he's not barking or showing any other types of anxiety behaviors, such as panting or his ears being back or any type of tension in his body, or especially barking. If he does do any of those things, just like with the separation anxiety, go a step backwards to a place where you either haven't gone as far or it's quieter on the TV, so he can handle that stimuli without being so responsive. So this will help you be able to manage and control those type of environmental stimuli that he's reactive to, and that way when you encounter in real life, you already have him trained to be kind of working on it, and then you can work in it in your environment as well. And that's how you can work on the squirrels out back and other things like that to help him learn how to relax on his own, is just always remembering that distance for any type of thing that's visual will also equal calmness. So the farther he is from a squirrel, the farther he is from a bus or anything else, the calmer he can be. So if he is being reactive, try to increase your distance to the point where he's nice and calm again, and then you can slowly let him start to work towards those things. All right, and for other things, remember you can use the escalating consequences to disagree with unwanted behavior and be petting him with a purpose to reinforce good behavior that you want, and asking him to sit before you give him attention. No furniture for a minimum of 30 days until his behaviors have improved, and then furniture with permission. All right, I want to remind you that everything you do trains your dog, only sometimes you mean it. Good boy, Bobo. Yes.